Hello, Horror DNA TV viewers. Welcome to another edition of What's in... Wait a minute. This is not another edition. This is the first edition, the premiere edition, the inaugural edition of What Did I Get at the Con? This con is Scares That Care. Scares That Care is a charity convention, charity outright, that helps 3 people a year, founded by Joe Ripple. It helps a sick child, a burn survivor, and a cancer warrior, breast cancer warrior, by donating and raising money for $10,000 for each of those individuals. They try to do it once a year. They usually have a con every year down in Williamsburg. Last year it didn't happen, thanks COVID. What makes this con so special for me is, in addition to the stars that they get that you normally see at your regular horror cons, they also get a lot of authors, both in the celebrity room and vendor room. Normally the authors in other conventions are generally relegated to the vendor room unless they're like, I guess, Stephen King. But not here. Not here. We got a whole celebrity room, and there's a whole vendor room of just, I bought a lot of books. And I'm going to share with you what I bought. And if I bought a book from you and you don't see it here, it's simply because I left a bag down at my sister's. So apologies there. So, did you see that product placement? Anyway, had a hell of a time. Got to see old friends. Got to see new friends. Or meet new friends. It's always a blast at these. And I'm using a new camera. There's some weird stuff going on in the background here. It's a little bit fuzzy, whatever, but what are you going to do? So, my glasses aren't on now, but I'm going to put on my glasses. You're going to see my light ring up here. But let's get to it. I'm going to share these in no particular order, except for the last ones. And you'll see why. It's going to be mainly books, but I did buy a couple other cool things that I'm going to share. So I'm just going to reach down and start grabbing. Let's see what we got. First off is, oh, the stupid light. There we go. There we go. With Teeth by Kevin Kangas. I'd read this novella, and he had a hard copy version that I forgot to pick up as well, but this is a vampire book. That's pretty brutal, pretty violent. I'm going to straight up admit, I thought I wasn't much of a fan of the type of, I don't want to say anything because how it goes, because it might spoil something. I thought I wouldn't like it though, admittedly, but I ended up really liking this book. So, With Teeth, Kevin Kangas, signed, he was there. Let's see. We got, okay, so I'm going to hold up, I already had Headless Boy by Kelly Owen. This is now signed. There we go. Look at that cover. This cover is absolutely gorgeous. There we go. Headless Boy by Kelly Owen. But she also had these. If you ever see a table, when I look up, I'm looking at my monitor. If you ever see a table with Kelly selling stuff, you're going to want to pick up, this one, Left for Dead and Fall from Grace. They're 2 stories. This is banned at Amazon because somebody had a little problem with the content. I heard her read from this. Yeah, if you're a guy, you will do some Kegel action. Kegels? I can't remember what it is. But anywho, let's keep going. Goddess of Filth by V. Castro. Now, I've heard a lot about her work. Jennifer loved her story. Oh my goodness. I can't remember the one Jennifer reviewed, but V was awesome. I saw her read with Sina. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's Cynthia Sina Palano. Oh my god, she wrote Children of Chicago. Sina did. And there was another Latinx woman who runs Clash Books, and they were all fantastic. It was a great reading because there were 3 very different voices in in one room. It was astounding. But Goddess of Filth, heard a lot about her, so I can't wait. Haven't read anything from her yet, but every single thing I've heard is solid and great. This one makes me happy. Gabino Iglesias, Coyote Songs. This is a beautiful book. I've known Gabino. He's written for Horror DNA for years now. I finally got to meet him in real life after corresponding with him for years, and he was everything I wanted him to be, but bigger. The man is a monster. He's a giant. I'm surprised he was able to leave the gym long enough to go to this convention. This guy's huge. He's the guy I want in my back. But yeah, Coyote Songs, and there's another one. I'm brain-farting on this other book. I'm a horrible person. That's really good too. I saw him read as well, and from his book coming out, oh my god. Yeah, this one looks excruciatingly violent. There was a point I was literally just screaming in my head, just do it, and it involves a bolt cutter. But he was dragging on this scene as he was reading. You son of a bitch, that was great. Okay. I already had this, but I did stop at his table, and I wanted to give some love for this book before I reviewed it. It's amazing. Burner. Robert Ford was there, and Burner is not his latest anymore. I'm way behind on reviews, but this is an amazing tale of revenge, and it's brutal. It's relentless. It's damning. It's going to be in my top books of the year, I think. Burner. And you know what? Bob Ford can kiss my ass, because he sold out on Friday on his new book, and he didn't save me a copy. I mean, it might have been he didn't know that I wanted one, but that's neither here nor there. Just because he didn't know that I didn't want a copy, even if he might not even know I was coming, it's irrelevant. He should have saved one for me. Shit list. That's where he's at. Okay. We got D.B. Braze, The Last Tribe. I don't know who this author is. Oh my god, I gotta stop moving. There we go. I've not read anything from this author, but they were very cool in the vendor room, and this is this might be post-apocalyptic. I don't know. I just bought it. Look good, so I bought it. Now next up, they're dropping them. Make sure I get all three. This was a deal for all three of these books. This is another author I'm not familiar with, but since he had a pretty good deal on all three, I got all three. For Bruiser, I don't know which order they're in, so there's Bruised. Oh, I'm sorry, Justin Holly. Bruised, Wednesday's Child, and Fairhaven. Oh no, that's wrong. The Gullies. Justin Holly. I can't remember what they were about now, but I liked them at the time, so I bought all three. Okay, this is a person that I follow on Twitter, and she's funny and she makes me laugh. I have 2 of her collections already. I haven't read them yet. Like, my to read is huge, but I didn't have this one, and I was very happy to pick up one I didn't have, and that's Fairhaven by Red Lagoo. If you're not following her on Twitter, you should. She's really funny. You know what? I didn't even read what it was about, because I have the other 2 collections, and I was interested enough, and I've heard so much about. Okay, now. So, I always say when it comes to monster books, you always have Guy N. Smith. Classic. He's the one, he's the granddaddy of monsters. But then you have people like Hunter Shea. Or She. Shit. Hunter Shea. Let's go with Hunter Shea. This is one I didn't have. I have a ton of his books already. I've read plenty. Bigfoot in the Bronx is hilarious. And The Dover Demon, which I had already in Kindle, but we made a deal on trade on this one. Dude is a really solid guy. If you like just whacked out fun monster books, he is a good go-to. I stopped by I can't, I'm sorry, the Apocrypha table. They put out a magazine called Lamplight, which I upped my subscription there too. An anthology of stories each, I think it's quarterly. But they also publish. And I've heard so much, and she's another one I follow on Twitter, Jessica McHugh, that I really need to read. I only have one of her books, but this one looked like a lot of fun. Kaiju Revisited, Home Birth, Jessica McHugh. She's another one you should follow on Twitter. She's fun. Okay, so this one, this anthology I picked up, I've been hearing a lot about it. A lot of great authors in it. John F. D. John F. D. Taft edited it, the Bad Book. And let me show you something. I don't know if you can tell if this is the one. You might not be able to tell in the camera, but look at how these pages are like that kind of charcoal type of rub on them. It's really awesome, really beautiful, really cool anthology, including stories by Philip Fracassi. I'm sorry, Christy DeMott. Now I gotta get my glasses on, and you're gonna see all kinds of glare. Christy Demeester, John Langan, many more. This sucker, Haley Piper, who I've not read yet, but I've heard a lot of tremendous things about her. Yeah, a lot of... Oh, Samantha, I'm going to butcher the name, but she wrote Crew Crime. I think she's in here too. V. Castro's in here. Mark Matthews is great. Alan Baxter's great. Christy Demeter, I've not read yet. Samantha Kolsnick, she is awesome. John Langan, I said. Philip, I said. So, really solid entries in this anthology. I'm almost done. No, I'm not. Okay, so I had two. There's a couple books in here I had 2 copies of, so I took them down to get signed. One for me and one for a giveaway. This is one of them. Scanlines by Todd Kiesling, who was really cool. I'll be setting up a giveaway. And you know what? I'm going to put a secret word in there. Let's make the secret word, the secret words, no flat signs. I don't like flat signs. I don't like people who get flat signs just to sell them on eBay because it jacks up the price of someone who just wants a cool little thing. So God bless authors like Todd Kiesling because he signed his book for my giveaway special. So no flat signs. That's the key phrase. I got one for Hunter Shee too. We'll say that secret word is monsters for the Hunter Shee contest that I'm going to run, or Hunter Shee. I'm sorry, Hunter. It's going to be monsters. So you don't need the secret word to enter the contest, but if you put in the secret word, I'll throw in something extra for you. I stopped by Jason Parent's table. I had a couple of his already. I bought this strictly on title alone. White Trash and Dirty Dingoes. How can you not love that title? I don't even know what it's about, but judging by the title, I'm going to like it. Boop. John Urbansick was there. I hadn't seen him in probably a year or two. Picked up his Night Carnival. He's a great guy. I don't have a lot to say because I haven't read... I don't think I've read anything by him yet, but I've talked to him a lot, so I'm looking forward to getting into that. Now these are books I picked up at the Clash table. Clash was pretty awesome. I already have a bunch of their releases anyway, but I picked up some more after the reading. This one's Charcoal by Garrett Cook. I'm not familiar with the author, but the person at the table suggested it. Hexus by Charlene Ellsby, same as before, not familiar, but you know what? I was there, let me just get some books. And this one is Black Telephone Magazine, issue number 1. I picked this one up specifically because... Did I get her to sign it? I forgot. I might have forgotten to get her to sign it. Cynthia Palaio. I hope I said that right. Orsina Palaio. Her reading was so awesome. I already had Children of Chicago, but she's in this Black Telephone Magazine, along with a bunch of other folks as well. So I went ahead and bought that too. Her reading was absolutely wonderful. I also want to shout out to Jeff Strand and Weil E. Young. No, I'm sorry. It's Jeff Strand and Stephen Kazanowski. Wiley Young played a part of it too, but their readings, phenomenal readings. Bob Ford and Brian Keene's readings, phenomenal. Laurel Hightower did a reading of a story that really sticks out in my mind that was on Ink Heist first, but is now in this Wolves anthology. I cannot remember the name of the anthology, but I'm sorry. But speaking of Laurel, Crossroads, an amazing book. One of my favorite autographs that I got because she mentioned Gabino not punching me. So that thanks, Laurel. I'm glad Gabino didn't punch me too.